What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the scorecard, the boxing scorecard, where I ask you to bring your scorecard and an explanation, not just simply your opinion. Take this big thing down here. All right, let's get right to it. So, fight that we're going to be talking about was for the WBA World Featherweight Championship. Oh, no, not was it for the belts? Anyways, at the World Featherweight Division between Mr. Leigh Wood and Mauricio Lara. Let's get into the full details. So, the challenger coming into this, Mr. Mauricio Lara Acosta from Mexico, comes in with a record of 26 wins with 19 knockouts, only 2 losses, and 1 draw. He's had a good win. Again, he fought Josh Warrington twice. He beat him by TKO. The second one was stopped by an accidental headbutt. So he's fought Warrington, a couple of other good guys, but Warrington is the best opposition that he's faced going into this fight against Leigh Wood. Pulling up his stats, Lethal is his nickname. Leigh Wood coming in with a record of 26 wins, 60 knockouts with only 3 defeats. Was it last year or earlier this year? What was the date for that fight he had against Michael Conlan? 2020. Yeah. Well, late last year, he had probably one of the fights runner-up for fight of the year against Michael Conlan, in which Leigh Wood got knocked down in the first or second round, and when it was looking in rough shape, but fought his way back and ended up stopping Michael Conlan. I believe it was in the 11th or 12th round. That was a great fight there. But Leigh Wood, he's had some other good fights too. He's pulling up his box rec here. He's been around for a while from the UK. Shout out to my man's in UK there. But anyway, Michael Conlan, and I'm assuming they're gonna have a rematch with that one too. So anyways, to the scorecard. So this fight ended up with a 7th round stoppage by Mr. Lara. It was back and forth. The judges, my specific scorecard, I had it going in to the 8th round. Thank you for the pictures. Going into the 8th round, I had it 66 apiece. Well, I had it a draw, but going into the 6th round, I had it 58-56 for Leigh Wood. I had it 58-56 for Leigh Wood going into that 7th round. So, that's the way it ended up. The judges at the time of the stoppage had it. One judge had it 59-55, 58-56. Same score as me, and another judge had it 58-56. So 2 of the judges had the same score as me, and the other judge had it 59-55. Let us go through each round. Not much notes. So for the first round, I had not much action. Woods was throwing more jabs. Lara started late. He came back, but it was more later in that first round. It wasn't much action, but at least Leigh Woods was establishing his jab a little bit more than Lara was trying to start his offense. The next 2 rounds, rounds 2 and 3, I actually marked them as close rounds. I actually had out of the 7 rounds, I marked 1, 2, 3 out of the 7 rounds as close rounds. So number 2 and number 3, I marked as close rounds. My notes for round number 2, which I gave to Lara. First round I gave to Leigh Wood. Second round gave to Lara. Notes for the second round. Woods was winning until Lara hurt him late. Quick counter right hand. Yes. That was it was close. It was back and forth. I think it was probably about 30 seconds into the last round. As I pull up my highlights here. Probably 30 seconds into maybe more than 30 seconds, about 45. Lara caught him with a counter right hand, which visibly hurt Woods. And in the professional ranking, that would give you the edge as far as if it's a close round, who you give the edge to. Round 3, I marked Let me see. Is any? Where's everybody in the chat? Where's everybody in the chat? Where's the scorecards? I know there was another good fight on. The Neary fight was also a good one too. I didn't get a chance to watch and score that one, but I will and throw it up on Twitter. Shout out to Talkin' Fight. Round 3, I marked it as a close round. I gave it to Leigh Woods. Oh, I don't have any notes for round 3 here, but it was a close round. Round 4, I gave to Lara. See, these rounds were back and forth. My notes for round 4 was Lara landed some good punches, Woods too, but Lara was more consistent with his offense in that 4th round. So I gave that one to Lara. I should have wrote some more notes. I thought I would remember a little bit more details about it. So yeah, going into the 4th round now. Not going into the 5th round. I marked the 5th round as a close round. So 2, 3, and going into this 5th round, I marked it as a close round. And my notes for round 5 was the way that they were both going back at it. It was like my turn, your turn. They were both taking turns with their offense, which obviously that happens. But you would think or try one of them to try to counterpunch or to try to throw off the other person's rhythm to try to counterpunch while the other person is throwing. But it was literally just back and forth with offense and defense. Not much separated Woods and Lara in that 5th round. So I marked it as a close round, but I gave it to Woods just because he slightly edged it out a little bit more. Round 6. Going into round 6, I had it 58-56 for Leigh Wood. And that in round 6, I marked it 10-9 for Leigh Wood. My notes for round 6 was Woods pushed a bit more, pushed the pace a little bit more. And that's what edged it out. Again, this whole fight, almost every round you can mark it as close. It was either one significant punch that Lara landed in a round or just the little bit more consistent pressure that Leigh Wood was putting on him that gave him the edge in certain rounds. So this was a very close fight. Now for the ending. Let me take a sip before we get through this. Can the pictures keep turning too? Yes, right here. Pause it on this picture right here for a second. Well, actually, I think the next 3 of them are the same picture from different angles, but you can pause it here for a second, please. So, as a coach, when you emphasize, what drills you're doing with your boxers, specifically talking about accuracy, most people think in all sports, most people just think about accuracy with your offense, with landing your punches, which is a perfect example right here of what Lara landed. Left hook right on the chin, not just anywhere on the cheek or the forehead. Those punches are hard too, but on the chin is the one that does the most damage. But what I want to specifically talk about, and the people that know me know how much I emphasize defense, is accuracy for your defense too. See, Leigh Woods right here, his right hand, he did have his right hand up, but it was just not in the accurate right place. If you would have just had it 3 inches or 2 or 3 inches more forward, he could have avoided this this punch from landing. They both threw at the same time. Woods threw with the hook at the same time. But again, it was the inaccuracy with the defense that unfortunately got him caught, and he got dropped. He got up before the 8 count. But much respect to his corner and his coaches who threw in the towel. Again, there's a lot of people that think it was an early stoppage, but again, as a coach, one of the things I always say is that I'd rather you be mad at me for stopping it too early rather than me coming to visit you in the hospital because I stopped it too late. You can break every bone in your body and hurt every muscle in your body, but you only have one brain, and 3 words that you never can come back from is permanent brain damage. So I always tell my boxers, because you'll hear a lot of fighters say, boxers and MMA guys, females too, you'll hear a lot of people say, they'll tell their coach, if you ever throw in the towel, I'll be angry with you, I'll be mad with you, and say, and my response to that is, If that's the case, then don't put me in a position to have to make that decision. If you know you're going to be mad if I throw in a towel, then don't stand there and get beat up against the ropes and think that I'm just going to stand there and watch you take a beating just to save your pride. Nah, that's not happening. That's not happening. Anyways, back to the fight. Sorry for my little safety rant there. Accuracy with the defense, getting your hand back up, not just in the general area, but right in that specific spot to block that to block anything that's coming that way. So that's the punch. That ended it. You can keep the picks going now. I think it's a bunch of other ones from different angles. Much respect to Lara for this. Yeah, man. Oh man. So that mean, look, he had his hand up, but it was just in the wrong spot, man. Accuracy with your defense. So that is the training piece of the week. Maybe I might start doing that with the scorecard, a defensive training tip of the week. Accuracy with the defense. Now, not just talking about it, but giving specific drills to help you do that. I'll put it together, but just thinking off the top of my head right now, if you're shadow boxing, this is not just for the boxers. Anybody, even if you're just working out, just to help with your boxing skills in general, you can keep the pictures going still. You can do 1 round specifically of only defense. That's what I have the boxers do all the time. 1 round of specifically only defense. Whether you're blocking to the head, making sure you're not leaving your hands open to block to the body, bringing everything down. And then same thing, that not just keeping your hand in the general area, but right along the jaw line, right? Any punches that come, keep turning. Any punches that come above here, right? You should be fast enough just to get right there, right? You don't want to blind yourself where you can't see, but just keeping it right there so you can still get up and get low to block the body shots from there too. As I see watching the highlights, and I see Leigh Wood's corner throwing a towel here. Obviously he's mad. He's mad that his corner threw in the towel, but man, he got up all wobbly, and you just don't want to. Again, as a coach, don't put me in a position to have to make that decision if you know you're going to be mad if I stop the fight. All right. On to the boxing rankings now. So Mauricio Lara was going into this fight. Mauricio Lara was ranked in the top 5. In the top 5 in all these, in most of the major belts. The ring, he was ranked number 4. WBO, he's ranked number 5. IBF, he's ranked number 4. I don't see him in the WBA or WBC rankings. Leigh Wood, coming into this fight, was ranked top 10 in almost all of them. He's top 10, number 6 in the ring, number 1 in WBA. I do not see him in the WBC one, and not in the WBO either. So that's funny how these guys rank their belts. He's ranked number 6 in one, number 1 in another, and not even in the top 10 in the 3 other ones. It's crazy how these belt sanctions think, man. So what's next for these guys though? Lara, first of all, how old is Lara? Then we'll see how old they are. How old is Mauricio Lara? He is 24 years old. Okay, so he's still young. Still got a long career ahead of him. He's only 24 years old, and he's already, top 5, basically top 10 and everything. Who could I see him going up against? You got a few sharks up here at 126 pounds, 57 kg. Navarrete, he just had a close fight, his last one. Ray Vargas, Mark Magsayo. Gary Russell, where's my man Gary Russell? He was injured last fight, but he should be in the top 10 in all of these. That's disrespectful if he is not. Who else we got? Yeah, Ray Vargas is ranked number 5 in most of them. You talked about Navarrete already. Robisi Ramirez. Yes, yes, yes. I'm assuming he is not. Yeah, Robisi Ramirez. If you guys do recall, I'll refresh your memory. He is the one who beat Shakur Stevenson at the 2016 Olympics in the gold medal match. He actually lost his first pro match, but since then has been looking very good and actually looking like a pro, like a because a lot of the Cuban boxers that focus a little bit more on the amateur style, even though a lot of them do very good internationally as amateurs, a lot of them don't make it as professionals because the styles don't really translate. But Robisi Ramirez definitely is making the transition to the pro ranks. Like I said, yeah, he did lose his first match, but since then he's been looking very good, like very good. I see him in the top 10 in all of them, in all in all of the rankings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's ranked top 10 in all of them, top 5 in most of them. So yes, Robisi Ramirez. Remember that name if you haven't heard it yet. So for Lara, he's the winner. Yeah, he won last night. He's gonna be looking for bigger and better things. Who can he take on now? I mean, I'm assuming he'd probably challenge Ray Vargas. He took Leigh Wood's belts last night, so he can try to challenge Ray Vargas. The WBO belt is vacant. Yeah, one of the vacant belts, the ring belt or the WBO belt belts are vacant right now. So I'm assuming Lara is going to try to fight for one of those. He'd either have to fight Navarrete or Dogbo. Dogbo would probably be the best option to get that WBO belt at this stage. And then at some point in time, he's going to have to take on Robisi Ramirez. Yeah, Gary Russell, there he is. He's ranked number 5 at WBC. But that is disrespectful that he's not ranked in the top 10 in the other ones. What the F is going on? Yeah, no, that is not right at all. That is not right at all. My man Gary Russell deserves way more respect than that. And then for Leigh Woods, what is next for him? First of all, this guy is always in exciting fights. This guy Leigh Woods, man, he is always in exciting fights. So whoever he's fighting, he doesn't necessarily have to. When it comes to the financial part, whoever he fights, it'll be a good paycheck for him because everybody knows, he's going to put on a good show for whoever he's fighting. Again, he's probably going to look for a comeback fight. I would assume. Well, I don't know. I know they were in talks. I think they're in talks with Mick Conlan for a rematch with that one. I'm assuming he's going to want a rematch with this Lara fight too. So I don't know. A lot on the table. Maybe a rematch with Mick Conlan. Yes. Maybe a rematch with Michael Conlan, and then the winner of that will get a rematch with or get a fight with Lara for this belt again. Yeah, that would kind of make sense. Cedric sense. What else was I going to talk about? Boom. That's it. Basically the defensive drills. I think I'm going to start that every week when we do the scorecard. Every week when we do the scorecard, I'll mention whatever defensive thing I saw in the fight that we can that I haven't spoke about yet, or I'll talk about it again, just explain it a different way and maybe have a different drill for it. I will add that to the show. Most of the time it's going to be a defensive thing. Most of the time a defensive thing because that's what I like to focus on. But we'll mix it up sometime. So today was just shadow boxing. If you don't have a bag, just shadow boxing. One round of only your defense. Really visualize the punches coming at you, using your legs to slip, legs to duck under, not your back, and keeping your hands up in the right accurate spots for blocking. If you have access to a heavy bag, every drill you do, you're throwing your punches, whatever punches that you're throwing, as soon as you're done, there should be some type of defensive move, whether it's just one block or one slip or one step to the side. You always want to expect a punch coming back at you. So throw whatever you want in the bag, whatever, as soon as you're done, should be some type of defensive move. Always expect the punch coming back at you. Yeah. And there you have it. We got some big fights coming up in the next couple of weeks. What's the date today? Today is the 19th. Yeah, man, some big fights coming up in the next couple of weeks. I can't wait. I know Tony Harrison and Tim Tszyu is going to be big. Of course, Benavidez and Caleb Plant is going to be big. Tank Davis and Garcia is not for another couple of months, but there's a couple other fights in between that are going to be great too. So, yeah, boxing alive and kicking for 2023. All right, there you have it. I am out for this week. Thank you very much for being here and paying attention. I need more scorecards in the comment section, though, man. Come on, man. I know it's early for here. Spots around the world. Whoever's listening around the world, I need your scorecard and your explanation, please. All right. Shout out to Talkin' Fight, the #1 boxing channel on YouTube. If you can't catch the show live Sundays at 9:30, you can catch it on any podcast platform. And all the other great shows that Talkin' Fight has on YouTube and on the website too. Subscribe to the website. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You could catch me at Cedric Sports on any social media, Cedric Sports Training YouTube channel too. Yeah. All right, man. Peace. We'll be back later for the knockout of the week with my man Mike Orr. All right, peace.